Hello, and welcome to Getsetspace, your daily dose of space news. I'm Cyrus with my co-host Alina.
Hello, viewers, and welcome to Getsetspace. I'm Alina. This is the very first episode of this channel, where we bring you the latest news, updates, and insights on space and aerospace industry. We encourage our viewers to subscribe to this channel for verified space updates.
So, without further ado, let's begin.
The big headline today, the Artemis II crew is back home. After 10 intense days in space, NASA's astronauts splashed down safely off the coast of San Diego. Reid Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen just completed humanity's farthest journey since Apollo.
Now, here's the interesting part that makes this historic. Their Orion spacecraft didn't just circle Earth. It swung past the moon, capturing breathtaking views that look like something straight out of science fiction. But this wasn't just a photo op. It was a crucial test of the systems that will one day carry humans back to the lunar surface.
You could hear the excitement in NASA's mission control as the capsule hit the water. It wasn't just relief, it was pride. Pride that after decades, we're finally stepping back into deep space exploration.
Here's a fun bit of trivia that actually turned into a major milestone this week. For over 50 years, the crew of Apollo 13 held a record they never actually wanted: the furthest distance humans have ever been from Earth. They were pushed out there by a mission gone wrong.
Well, as of this week, that record has finally been broken, on purpose this time. The Artemis II crew reached a staggering 406,778 kilometers away from our home planet. When they were at that peak, Earth must have looked like a tiny, fragile marble in the distance.
Imagine the perspective shift. You're further away than any human in history. No one is coming to help you if something goes sideways. It's just you, your crew, and the void. It's a record that symbolizes our new normal in space. We aren't just dipping our toes in the water anymore. We're swimming in the deep.
Now, since the Artemis II is in the books, everyone is asking the same thing. When do we actually step on the moon? Well, NASA just dropped a bit of a reality check, but it's actually a good thing. They're targeting 2028 for Artemis IV to be the one that puts boots back on the lunar surface.
Here's the interesting part. Artemis III is going to be this massive shakedown mission in Earth orbit. They want to test the docking, the transfers, and all the tricky maneuvers without the risk of being 3 days away from home.
And by the time Artemis IV rolls around in 28, we won't just be landing, we'll be arriving. We're talking about the first steps of the next generation. It's a bit of a wait, sure, but in the grand scheme of human history, 2 years is a blink of an eye to get it right. While everyone is rightfully cheering for the astronauts, let's talk about the silent partner that actually made this possible. We're talking about the European Service Module, or ESM-2. Think of it as the lungs and the engine of the Orion spacecraft. Without this piece of tech from the ESA,
those 4 astronauts wouldn't have had air to breathe or power to keep the heaters on. It's a bit bittersweet though. See, the ESEM is designed to do all the heavy lifting, but it doesn't get to come home for the party.
Just before Orion hit the atmosphere, the ESM detached and burned up. It gave everything it had: propulsion, life support, the works, to make sure the crew stayed safe. It's this incredible piece of international teamwork that usually goes unnoticed. But today, the folks over at the ESA should be holding their heads incredibly high.
While the moon was grabbing the headlines, United Launch Alliance was busy doing some absolute heavy lifting right here in our backyard. They just sent an Atlas V up with its heaviest payload ever. This wasn't a science probe. This was about the future of the internet. This was a massive delivery for Amazon's Project Kuiper. We're seeing this giant chess match play out in orbit between Starlink and Kuiper, and ULA just proved they have the muscle to stay in the game.
The sheer physics of getting that much weight into orbit on an Atlas V is mind-blowing. It's a reminder that while we're looking at the moon, the space economy around Earth is booming. It's getting crowded up there, and the rockets are getting bigger and more reliable by the day.
Now, here's something that feels like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. NASA just announced they found over 100 new exoplanets. But the crazy part, they didn't find them by launching a new telescope. They found them by letting an AI sift through old data we already had. It turns out, we've had these planets sitting in our files for years. We just didn't see them. These new algorithms are so sensitive, they can spot the tiny wobbles and shadows that human eyes and older software just skipped over.
It makes you wonder, what else are we missing? We're sitting on mountains of data from Kepler and TESS, and we're only just now getting the glasses we need to see what's actually there. It's like finding a hidden room in your house that's been there the whole time.
SpaceX just did it again. They launched a Falcon 9 booster for the 34th time. 34! At this point, that booster has more frequent flyer miles than most commercial pilots. We remember when people thought landing a rocket once was a fluke. Now, it's so routine we almost forget to watch the landing. But we shouldn't. This specific booster just delivered another batch of Starlinks and tucked itself back in for a landing like it was nothing.
This is why space is becoming accessible. When you don't throw away the plane after every flight, the ticket price drops. We're watching the industrialization of space happen in real time, one landing at a time.
ESA also had a busy week with 7 small missions testing new ways to move data in orbit. These CubeSats are experimenting with laser communication and even artificial intelligence to make satellites talk faster and smarter. Here's the interesting part. Space isn't just about rockets and astronauts anymore. It's about data. Every image, every measurement, every signal has to get back to Earth, and the faster that happens, the more useful it is.
If these tests succeed, future satellites could beam down information in real time, cutting delays and boosting science. It's like upgrading from dial-up to fiber optic, but in space.
NASA also announced that the Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope is fully assembled and ready for testing. This observatory is designed to hunt for dark energy and distant exoplanets. Think of it as the successor to Hubble, but with a field of view 100 times larger. That means it can scan huge portions of the sky in incredible detail.
Now, here's the kicker. Roman could help answer one of the biggest mysteries in science: why the universe is expanding faster and faster. If it delivers, we might finally get closer to understanding the invisible forces shaping everything.
The James Webb Space Telescope continues to amaze. This time, it captured images of two protoplanetary disks, basically cosmic nurseries where planets are being born. Picture swirling clouds of dust and gas slowly clumping together, eventually forming worlds. Webb's infrared eyes can see through the haze, revealing details we've never had before.
Scientists say these snapshots are like peeking into the past, showing us how our own solar system might have looked billions of years ago. It's cosmic archaeology unfolding in real time.
That's your space news for today. From launchpad to black holes, to the stars above your backyard. The universe is always in motion. Space is always moving, even when we are not watching. If you found today's report insightful, consider subscribing to stay at the forefront of space industry. Until next time, keep looking up and keep asking why.
Thank you for joining us here on Getsetspace. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the wonders of our beautiful world. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will be back in the next one.